probably a big stretch, obviously, for the team. I think 4 of the next 5 are at home, where you guys have been pretty excellent this season. I know, obviously, you'll be focused on Vancouver first, but how big of a stretch is this for the club over the next little bit, and using that momentum you've built at home this season?
Yeah, you're correct there. These games at home are very important for us. Something that we talked about a lot in the off season and in preparation for this season is being a lot better here, because that's where we let ourselves down a little bit from points lost last year. So these are important ones, and it starts with Vancouver tomorrow night. They're the one team that came in here and stole some points from our house in a game where, to be honest, we were excellent in the attack, and we conceded 2 goals in some very random situations. Thus is football, but we need to be sharp because tomorrow night is a good way to keep ourselves moving in the right direction in the standings, and like you said, keeps us going properly for the next few games ahead.
It's maybe easy to say after an odd game where you concede 4, but defensively, is it more of a, are there any structural concerns, or is it more just individual errors you think that have cost you guys maybe over this past month?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's some individual errors, and it's not one individual. It's just little things, set pieces and so on. Those are moments that just change the game from nothing. A lot of times, it's not a free kick that we're giving up from the edge of the box with a direct ball into the goal. So there's stuff that we can manage better, and we have to manage better, because those just throw off a rhythm of the game. And that was our game against Vancouver earlier in the season. If you remember, it was a free kick in the first 3-4 minutes of the game, and then a direct goal from a corner kick that we've seen on the positive side for us. So those are the things we just need to be sharper with. Those are sometimes areas in football where there can be a lower level of concentration. So that's something we preach all the time, so that all of our good work on the ball is allowing us to do also what we've done the last few weeks and score some goals and score some very good ones.
And I guess any update on fitness or anyone in or out for this game?
Yeah, the only one that continues to be out for us is Taron Campbell. He's a few weeks out still from being back. He's back working out with the team, and other than that, I think we've got a pretty clean slate. Maybe a couple of guys we're just monitoring today, but everything looks pretty good.
And I guess, lastly on Vancouver, I think consistency's been, at least in results, been a bit of an issue for just about everyone who's not Ottawa so far this season. But we've seen some real highs from them. We've seen some lows as well. I know you always kind of expect the best of teams when you get them at Tim Hortons Field. But what are you expecting for this Vancouver team?
Yeah, definitely not the low. That's the one thing we've learned best. But they're a resilient team. They work hard on both sides of the ball. Their front group really is aggressive in the way, one, they try and move around and close areas. 2 is how they challenge for first and second balls. I think that's a very important part to their team that allows them to get their attack going by being a little bit more direct and getting the play in the opponent's half. And I think they do a good job at that. To counteract that, your tempo has to be very good. What we do with the ball has to be very good, so that we can drive them further and further into their defensive third. And then being able to do a good job in counter pressing moments and really keep the flow of the game, not only, or the tempo of the game, high, but also try and keep as much of it as possible closer to their goal.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Bobby.
No problem. Thank you.
Next question goes to Nico.
Okay. Just this weekend is the club's international match, and during that time you have the Euros, you have the Copa going on. Obviously Canada are playing in that, and we're hosting a bunch of different internationals here. Just how important is it for Canadian soccer for to Canada be playing in that competition, but for us to be playing in different competitions like CONCACAF and in events like this where we're inviting so many different internationals into the stadium?
Yeah, I think that's why we call it the global game. You know, it's the beauty of football is that it's a sport that's played around the world that captivates young, old, all generations. You know, to follow big events, to follow games, and then you go beyond that and you just peel back and you look at the teams themselves and you look at Forge and what we represent and all the good things about Canada with first, second generation Canadians and then our foreign players which have come here and embraced this country and the country's embraced them. So I think it's a great night and it's just indicative of the power of this sport and what it brings not only to the viewers, the supporters, but also within us as teams and how we're made up.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Hamilton! Hamilton!